What's happening? I'm Iron Man from the music group theLottory, Showtime Records. You know who I am and you know what I does. I represent them Los Angeles Lakers for life. Hence the banner to my side. That was a brief moment of silence. My man, Harrison Barnes. I haven't been to Dallas in a long time. It's a great place that I visited before. But apparently, the trash man cometh on Wednesday. I'm sure you've already heard. Harrison Barnes, the last remaining founding member of the Trash Brothers, has left the building, been traded to the Sacramento Kings, who view him as a future building block for their team. And I'm sure with the other pieces that they have around, they could use him as such. We get, I think his name's Frank Jackson, something like that. I'm not even realizing about the guy who's coming over because who knows what the Mavericks plan to do with him. But I looked at his stats and they look pretty comparable to Harrison Barnes, but just at a much cheaper rate. I think he's making like $1.5 million or something like that. And of course, Harrison Barnes is making like $24 million. And the numbers are pretty dadgum close. And he's younger. So, I think he's like 23 years old, so he fits much closer to the Luka Doncic and Porzingis timeline. So, kudos for that. But my good friend and sometimes league teammate, Yuri, shout out to you. He texted me, I had already seen that trade gone down, but he wanted to, because he always watches the videos, of course, we play together, but he's like, man, it's time to celebrate, pop the bottles. No, he didn't say that, but, who knows. But he's like, the trash brother is gone. And, man, I had already seen it, but I was a little, I wanted to jump up and down, but I had to change the video because of the way that Mark Cuban, and I know it's like Donnie Nelson's son or whatever his name is, Donnie Nelson Jr., whoever the general manager is, whatever his name is. Listen, I'm gonna get back to that in a moment because I'm like, wow. It's like, wow. But listen, man. Man, hey, give it up, man. Give it up to Harrison Barnes. Apparently, the guys in the locker room, they really love this guy. I didn't really understand the effect that he had on his teammates and the community and the staff and management. Because everybody to a man, they all loved and enjoyed being around him as just a human being and playing with him on the team. And they looked really down after the game and had opportunity to talk about the trade that went down. But, hey, Harrison Barnes, man, good luck to you. Of course, I did wanted him traded. Not that I didn't say he wasn't good or anything like that, but his timeline didn't really mesh with Luka Doncic, and he cost too much money. He doesn't, his production would be good. Like I said, if he was making $1.5, $2, $5, $6, $7 million a year, hey man, his production would be great. I would have no problem. Keep that guy. Keep him. But $24, $25 million, and he's confused, thinking that he's the man on the team, the go-to guy. When he's more like a third guy. If he's a third guy on your team making like $7 million, he would be excellent. Would have been excellent, but he's not. So, they decided to part ways. We've been asking for it. So you think I'd be excited? But man, I want to tell you a little story about man, Harrison Barnes. He came up in this basketball industry and he went to another emerging powerhouse in the Golden State Warriors. And this guy, through the help from them, playing with them in the industry, he realized that he was a trash player. That's the reason why after winning a championship with them, the Golden State Warriors decided to just let him go. And he realized his true calling was not to be a go-to guy. He should have known at that point, but he fooled the Dallas Mavericks because Mark Cuban liked that he won a championship and he was trying to reload after that disastrous campaign of letting everybody go from the Mavs, from that championship team. So he's like, well, we're going to rebuild now. We're going to rebuild now. They know they have a difficult time getting free agents. That's why it was so great that they traded for Porzingis, even with all the risk of his injury, because they know there's just so many other markets that free agents are just more willing to go to. They're just at a higher pecking order. That's all it is. Nothing bad about Dallas, but it's just a higher pecking order, and those other markets are more attractive to him for whatever reason. Okay, but man, he came down to Dallas, and at a time when there was really no one else there. Dirk was getting older in age, and he was going through some injuries himself, and he needed some help. And this young guy, he's got championship experience, and Dirk's got championship experience. Okay, he came up, and Cuban allowed him to be the man. He thought he was going to hopefully blossom into that, but he blossomed into a third man kind of guy. He's a third guy on the team, a third option. So nothing wrong with that. But then he realized, I realized he's a true businessman, because he realized that his business was in trash. He realized his business was in trash, and he's been, not only did that, and he flourished. He was awesome over there in Dallas. He fooled the media. I guess that's why he was such a nice guy, because he really want them to realize that I'm not playing up to my contract level. I'm playing good, but not up to my contract level. I'm severely overpaid. But man, he came through and just been trash all his time, fooling people and building relationships all the while. You got to be really good to disguise your trash play. Not only that, but he expanded the business, brought in this guy Wesley Matthews to join the trash empire that he was building. That was good. And then they tried to recruit DeAndre Jordan to come on and join in, and they almost recruited, got him to sign on the line, but then the Clippers yanked him back. But as soon as they had the opportunity, they reeled him right back on in. They said, oh, we got a big one here. So they formed their own big three, the trash big three. And they did that. And man, they flourished, and they've been trashed the entire year, pretty much the entire year. But I gotta hold it down for the founding member, Harrison Barnes, because after his two trash buddies were sent away packing to New York, he held it down. He was trash. He even had an opportunity to play by himself without Luka Doncic, the future of the Mavs. And you saw he's like, oh, this isn't for me. I am not that guy. Could not, even though they were playing against a trash Detroit Pistons team, he could not come through. So they realized, I think they realized what I've been saying all the time. Got to get rid of this guy. And that's what they eventually did. Now, I'm not happy because of it. Here's the reason why, because like I said, I didn't realize how much they really loved this guy in the locker room. The great Dirk Nowitzki, he was like, we had a super bond, and he was the young guy. He's the youngest guy that I know that had his, off-court and on-court life all together, and he was super great in the community. He loved playing with them. You could tell he was visibly down and shook from that. And what am I talking about? The man got... That's why I don't like Mark Cuban. I'm starting to see he's really shady. He's really shady, and all these business things that he's getting involved with, and problems with the team and the management, and been fined from the league. And man, I'm starting to wonder about. No, I'm not starting to wonder. It's starting to be a confirmed for me. Who the hell does that? And he's one of the main ones talking about loyalty and all this other stuff. Mark Cuban, no, you look at the ads, not the ads, but look at the interviews he's done talking about loyalty. Look, man, he willingly came over there as a free agent. One of like the few who did that, at least a big name free agent that came over there. The only one in like the last 6 or 7 years to come over there. And DeAndre Jordan is not a big name free agent. But man, he'd already pissed off enough people that he wasn't going to go and get that money anywhere else. So they just dumped him a boatload of money, $23 million. He said, I'll take it. I'll take it. No one else was going to give him anything near that amount. I mean, the 10 would probably been the most that DeAndre Jordan would have got that year. But besides that, I mean, how are you just going to just trade that guy? I don't understand how you trade that guy. I understand trading him, and I wanted him traded. But from his point of view, he's like, oh man, he's the only one who came. He stuck through thick and thin, all through all the rebuilding process, and he's always been there, never complained, never had a problem out of him. I mean, from your point of view, since you signed this guy and you talk so great about him, and how about the other teams' players aren't loyal and whatnot, I don't understand that at all. But then I can understand if you've had a talk with them, say, hey man, we appreciate everything you've done. It's just time for us to move another direction. Is there any team that you would prefer, if we had an opportunity to go there, that we could ship you off to because you've meant so much to the organization? I can understand that would be a real stand-up move for Mark Cuban and Donnie Nelson Jr. or whatever his name is. But man, Dirk Nowitzki, I think it was like the fourth quarter or third quarter, and he was like, oh man, it's time for me to come out, at the 8-minute mark. He was like, oh, he's getting a little winded. He's looking over there, and Harrison Barnes is not coming in for him. He don't know what's going on. He's like, what's going on? And then I realized he's not coming in. So he's on the bench, but he's not coming in for whatever reason. And man, who in the hell? I can't remember a time that someone's been traded during a game. How unprofessional can you possibly be? Now, before I finish with this, let me just talk about the game real quick. I mean, I'm only going to spend like 2 minutes on this because it really doesn't, most of the game doesn't really matter, because who knows what the lineups are going to be next year and in the next coming weeks after the buyout market. All these players get bought out of their deals and they try to sign these other, and who knows? I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing with the Dallas Mavericks. Is Jalen Brunson going to be I thought you wanted Luka to start at point. I don't know what they were going to. Are you going to run him at power forward? Are you going to start him at point? I don't understand. They didn't either. They started Jalen Brunson at the point. That was weird. Then you got Tim Hardaway Jr. makes that $18 million. Now you got him coming off the bench. You know what? Wesley Matthews was hot garbage, and he was starting like every game. I can't remember a game he came off the bench. But Tim Hardaway comes over here, and you got this guy on the bench. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Other things that I noticed, Brokoff didn't play. I don't understand. I don't know what that guy's got to do to get some minutes. Then after that, was that Trey Burke? I mean, he got minutes. Why do you bring Trey Burke in and he gets minutes? I guess they're viewing him as a potential role filler of the J.J. Barea role. A small guard who come off the bench and get some buckets. I think that's the role they're auditioning him for, for that part. Okay, I can understand that. Kaleba started, had like 11 points, I think 7 rebounds. He makes like $1.5 million this year, and this is the end of his contract. Like 11.7 rebounds. Those sound like DeAndre Jordan numbers for like $1.5 million. He was making $23 million. That's the reason why I said he had to go. You can find that type of production somewhere else. It may not have as sexy as a name or a well-known name, but I'm not talking about names and being popular and being hyped up. I'm talking about production on the floor. And Kleba got it done as usual. Before he left, Harrison Barnes, I mean, he had like 1 assist and like 8 points or something like that. It was another routine trash afternoon for that guy. So I don't want to talk about it, but they still shouldn't have done him like that. But let me see who else. The real star, Dorian Finney-Smith. But man, he's on a like $1.5 million contract, and for this year, this is the end of his contract. He's been unrestricted free agent. He had hell of a game. I think he had like 15 points, 10 rebounds, I think like 2 assists or something like that. He was doing the damn thing. He was doing his damn thing. I'm telling you, I say him, get rid of Harrison Barnes. This guy's got to get more minutes. I've been saying that video after video. Now, not only that, but like I said, I don't want to say he was great. He wasn't poor. He was average. I'm talking about Jalen Brunson. I think he had, low turnover, and I think he had like 8 points or something like that. It was something reasonable. I liked his production. It was good. I'm all for it. It's something on building block. Like I said, he's a rookie. I don't expect him to be fantastic all year long. Okay, but the real star of the game, I know you think it's Luka Doncic, but man, Powell was fantastic. Came off the bench, had like 11 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 assists, and no turnovers. He was the damn player of the game. Now, he does have a player option for $9 million for next year. I'm sure he will exercise that contract, so he will most likely be back with the Dallas Mavericks next year unless they can find a place to trade him. If they were going to trade him in the offseason, I don't know why they didn't trade him before the deadline. Who knows? So you can get started with that chemistry with whoever else you were going to get to replace him. That would be good. So that when Porzingis comes back, you don't have to integrate 4 or 5 new different people, into the lineup. But that's just me thinking ahead. That's just what I do. Just really doesn't make sense that they did Harrison Barnes like that. I can't remember a player, especially of any name validity, even a famous person, a famous hooper, but getting traded during a game, that was super unprofessional, and I wouldn't stand for it. Even Dirk said, man, he's a better man than me because he stayed on the bench, kept rooting on and cheering for us. Anybody else would have bounced. He said, I would have bounced. Man, listen, who the hell does that? The trade deadline was today, on Thursday. It doesn't make any sense. Why I gotta get this deal done. We gotta get during the game. You couldn't wait till the game was over. 12 more minutes. 12 more minutes. If you knew you didn't just come up, pop out the blue and be like, you know what, I'm going to trade Harrison Barnes, right before the game or during the game. No, you hadn't been talking about that beforehand. Why didn't you sit this guy out? That's what everybody else did. You sit this guy out so he doesn't get hurt or anything like that and interfere with the deal. Why would you let him play? They just have messy organization. Cuban, man, oh man. But besides that, I want to stay positive.
How would the Mavericks respond playing with all these new teammates? Looks like they're going to lean on Luka, but oh no, it's Jalen Brunson down in the paint. Oh my God, this guy Kemba Walker's just getting bodied down low. Oh, this is too easy going by Zeller. Oh, Maximilian Kleber with a dive to the basket. Great pass by Doncic. Oh, we got the pick and roll. Oh, Cody Zeller, he's just getting killed. Oh man, every play. Oh, what with the scoop with the left hand. That was tremendous by Luka Doncic. Oh man, he says he's got some life in him left. What a tremendous with the alley. Ooh, to the new guy, Tim Hardaway Jr. after the fantastic defensive play by Devin Harris. Oh, good pass. Way to move without the ball. Tim Hardaway Jr. That's something he can definitely do. He is a sniper from three-point lane. Oh, no. Wet. You know what that is. That step back coming off that screen and roll is wet. Wet as rainwater. Oh, no. Look like he's going to do it again. Oh, no. Go back. Oh, what a pass to Dwight Powell. And one. Count the bucket. What a great pass off the pick and roll. See, when you got somebody who's going to pass the ball, everybody starts moving. Dorian Finney-Smith, he says, I want one of them assists too. Let me go again with them easy buckets going to the hole. And this guy, he was struggling to shoot the ball tonight, but he is passing the ball like a man possessed. Oh, he tried to get the hard foul, but they just wouldn't give it to him. They just wouldn't give it to him that time right there. Oh, the drive in. Oh, what the spin move. And the pass to Maximilian Kleber for another assist. This guy looks like he's on his way to a triple-double. I don't know. Another. Look, see, we got a theme going here. When Luka drives to the hole, he's doing what Luka do. Everyone just cuts to the lane and you will get fouled. What a tremendous move. Zeller just been getting killed all day. He needs some help. I know Luka needed some help before, but he needs a step back. What? You know what this is. Can they please get somebody else on this guy? He is killing this guy. Oh my God, the screen to roll again. Oh, Dorian Finney-Smith, he started getting more and more confident.
Luka Doncic, the best thing about the game wasn't how Luka Doncic played. He had a triple-double. He's like the youngest player ever now with 3 triple-doubles. And I think he surpassed LeBron James, for that award. So good at that record. Good job for you. The best thing about the game is he shot. I've always said, hey man, if you're gonna shoot a low percentage, you got to keep those turnovers low. You got to keep the turnovers low. You can't have high turnovers and low shooting percentage. He had a low shooting percentage. I think it was like 25% or something like that. He couldn't throw it inside of the ocean. He was just chucking up bricks. But he kept playing, kept working through it. But he kept the turnovers down low. So it was a good game. And he did some other things like getting assists and rebounds, which is part of the triple-double. So he had a fantastic game. And what it does, the reason why it was so great, they're just an average team over in Charlotte. Nothing to think about. They ain't going to win a championship anytime soon or ever, if you really want to think about it. I just don't see that happening. But they were able to win without Harrison Barnes playing a lot of minutes and with Luka Doncic not shooting well, having a poor shooting game. They were able to still overcome and get the job done. And if you like the way I'm getting the job done, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you're alerted every time there's a brand new video. If you aren't already following me, make sure you follow me on my 2 Twitter handles. I make sure to stay in constant contact with you guys as I appreciate all the fantastic comments that y'all put in. And if you want to support the channel financially, just go ahead and send $1 to the Cash App. The link is in the description box. It's right underneath the title of the video. I'm Iron Man from the music group The Lottery, Showtime Records. I'll holla.